Hi everyone, it's Matt and Liz, and today we're going to be talking about buying websites for passive income as a retirement strategy.
Yeah, and so today we want to talk about something a bit different actually, and a marketplace you might not have really considered. Because everyone talks about, when they're thinking about retirement, they always talk about investing in property and investing in shares and bonds and all those sort of things. But there's a huge growth marketplace that most people don't even realize exists, or that it's possible to be able to create a portfolio of assets in there, and especially set up for retirement income a lot faster and easier than a lot of the traditional investment categories.
Because one of the big advantages of this class, or from buying and selling websites, is that it is, as Liz just said, not only is it so much quicker, but one of the common questions we get, because we train a lot of students who are moving towards retirement, is that you don't need the big money to generate big returns or a nice side income. So we get a lot of clients saying to us, look, we're going into retirement, what should we do? I don't want to be borrowing hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars from the bank. And we, of course, we're biased. We teach this stuff. We teach how to buy websites for passive income. And so, of course, that's where we start talking about the concept that we're talking to you now. And I think a great example of what we're talking about here is a client of ours, Mark. And he works at a university. And to give you an idea of some numbers, he is now making $10,000 a month off websites. So he trained with us for a year or two and built that up. You can see the story on this YouTube channel. But what's important for you, if you're thinking about it, relating it to moving towards retirement, Mark bought these websites and he invested less than, or around the $50,000 mark. Now, a year later, he's earning $10,000 a month. Sometimes he earns a bit more, and sometimes a little bit less, but generally he's making $10,000 a month, which is so he quit his job. Okay, so but in essence, I guess he's retired. Yeah. But what's really important too is we're talking about assets. Like if you compare it to real estate, Mark is sitting on now a portfolio of assets of around $500,000.
Yep, we're valuing that at about $500,000. So to build up a portfolio of that value within that amount of time is very difficult in traditional investing.
Or with shares, or with real estate. Because with real estate, you've got to go to the bank. That's a big one.
So let's talk about why is that possible in this digital marketplace with digital assets. One of the big reasons is because, and this is something Matt and I have always focused on in our investing, we always want to have control of the asset. We want to be able to add value to it. So if you look at assets like shares and cryptocurrencies and things like that, when you buy into that asset, you basically got to buy in, strap in, and hold on for the ride. And ideally, like the success comes in that strategy because you're picking a good buy-in price and hopefully riding a market or riding that share or asset, or maybe it's gold or things like crypto. You're riding the valuation of that asset up. But there's actually nothing you can do to influence that valuation unless you do GameStop, unless you get on Reddit and tell everyone to buy that particular share.
But you are trading there.
Yes,
and I know a lot of you listening who are going into retirement probably do trade shares or invest in shares. But I think it's a really good point, Liz, that you make. You can't add value. And that's why we've always been attracted to buying businesses for us in particular, but also real estate. And I guess that's the important thing here. We do the same strategy, but with websites. We find simple webs, just like with real estate.
Well, hang on, we'll just go step back a bit. So the difference is that in real estate, so real estate has been the key, and a lot of money. You can make a huge amount of money in real estate, obviously. And the key there again is to buy well. So buy an undervalued asset or an asset that you can add value to, and you renovate it. So you add a coat of paint, you add some, maybe a new kitchen and bathroom and things like that. So the strategy is always to fix up that, to add value to that asset, so you get more income in return and the valuation goes up. Even if the market hasn't moved, in general, you have still added value to that asset. Now, if the market does move and it grows, then that valuation can be even greater. So you get, it's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's like 1 + 1 = 3 or 5 or 10. So there's a lot of leverage in real estate. However, the problem, and a lot of people coming to us say, okay, well, I don't have enough money to get into real estate, or I don't have a huge deposit, or I run out of credit with the banks. And I think all of us have probably hit that at some point. After you buy the first few assets, real estate properties, you tend to run out of the ability to borrow more money. And so we need something that's a bit more leveraged that can give you those high returns that we have asset control, but we need something where, and ideally, where we do it without debt. And I think that's something else that's really important.
I want to reiterate that again, amongst our community, that's particularly important as a lot of our clients are moving towards retirement. They just don't want to take on that risk with the banks and borrowing all that money again, doing all that journey again. So here's a better way. And as I was saying before, and like you just explained, we basically do the same with websites, don't we? That we did with bricks and mortar businesses or with property. Basically, we're just trying to buy, in essence, we're trying to find a simple website, not complex stuff, simple website, simple fix-ups, like a coat of paint, a little quick reno, and then we hold it for the cash flow and as an asset that just ticks along.
Yeah, so the cool thing about that is you can do that in your Jimmy Jams too. Like you don't have to have tradies and you don't have to be lugging around timber and things like that. So you can do that at any age. And we do have clients who are mostly in their 40s, 50s, some in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who are buying these digital assets and renovating them and getting really incredible returns. Because this is a very high growth marketplace at the moment. There are still a lot of undervalued assets because 99% of people don't even realize that this is possible. So the next step here is really about educating yourself. So what is this marketplace? How can you buy these digital assets? How do you renovate them? What's involved? What's the maintenance? All those questions come up. So if you want to explore that a little bit more, we've got a whole masterclass, free masterclass that you can view. So if you click on the link in the description box, you can go through and have a look at that. And that'll give you a lot more detail about how does this actually work? How do you get in the market? Where do you buy them? Answers all those main questions for you. So you can actually get out there and give it a go if you want to. So I think the most important thing is though, if you're thinking of your retirement, if you're wanting to get those extra streams of income or maybe increase your cash flows right now so you can really put away a heap of money for your retirement as quickly as possible. Really, I think that's a very smart move. Market. It is it is a booming marketplace. It's definitely worth looking into. Not only it's not just us having success here. We've got so many students now generating good 5, 6, and even 7-figure incomes on this digital world. So definitely worth checking out. You have anything else to add, Matt?
I was just going to say, I'm thinking of some friends of ours who've asked us about what we do, and the number one question is, I know we've got the training, which we go into a lot of detail in our free masterclass, but just quickly, what sort of websites are we talking about? Do you want to give a real quick explanation? I love your idea where you talk about...
Well, because obviously we're looking at very leveraged income. So what we're looking to buy is websites that make their money as kind of hands-off as possible, as passively as possible. So this includes websites that no e-commerce, we don't handle any stock, we don't do any Amazon FBA kind of stuff like that. What we're looking at is making money on our websites by providing really great content, answering questions, solving problems, and then monetizing with advertising. We partner with or referral income. So we partner with some of the world's biggest companies like Google and Amazon to generate the income on our website. So it's very blue chip, very passive, and that's always what we're after. So if you want to find out more, check that out. Check out the free training, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next videos. If you want to learn more too and see some of the other success stories of what our students are up to, check out some more of the videos on the channel because there's some really cool stories there. So thanks again. We'll see you next time.